It's like we weren't even gone. Except we were. Oh, cool. I've got stingrays around my head. Neat. I like this background image. Okay. Going right along with our underwater theme. Going to pull up the docs and we'll do an official recap. Let me just check and see if Sam is ready. Nope. Okay. Let's get a little music going. Or on the ready. Okay. Should be something. I guess this one I'll have to do. Alright, I'm gonna pause that. That's not really what I want, but I found some great D&D music, but the thing is I can't put it up on Twitch because they'll
ding ya.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Like, hey, we heard that. Yeah. Hey, Neviglink. Alright. So gosh, last week, yeah, it was a pleasant stroll through the den of park walks. Or the den of consequence. Everybody went through this pocket plane. It's sort of like a dreamlike state where there are different rooms, essentially, that affect each player sort of one at a time. They all were faced with challenges that they had to make a decision as far as... I don't know. There were many different decisions to be made. Some people chose to forfeit their right to assist and getting the crystal shard that they're seeking.
Sam is ready.
Oh, thank you. And gosh, there's just too many choices to kind of cover. You just have to catch the last episode on YouTube. But it was fantastic, and the last room that we ended in was a large tower that had a large spiral staircase leading up. Everyone started to feel light on their feet and then almost buoyant when the air saturated completely into water and made for fun times where everyone started drowning, and that's where we're going to pick up this episode. But before we jump in, I'm going to... Hey, Sam. Let me get your camera set up here on the streams.
Hey.
Hello.
Yay. All right, let me get your camera back on. I was just giving a recap. Oh, good. It popped right in. Neat. All right, but before we get started here, I need to get right to my notes and ask. Okay. All right. So does everyone feel ready to start? Is anyone not ready?
Dying? Sure.
Yeah. Okay. And the only reason I ask, I hope that didn't sound snooty. The only reason I ask is because for this we're going to be using real life timer.
Oh my.
Do you have to real life hold our breath?
No. I don't want anyone actually passing out.
Oh no.
Go.
So before I start the clock here, I'll just set up the intro again. Everyone starts drowning. Mind you, Ormia is bound. Her wrists are bound together, and then those are tied around her waist, so they're at her sort of navel, just tied there.
I'll just print a new character sheet.
It'll be interesting. All right. And again, I'll let you know when I actually start the timer here. Rhynwynn, well, this is fairly refreshing to you. These are the crystal clear waters that you recognize directly from your childhood.
Oh.
As you look out the window, I mean, there's a window right nearby. Too small, to pass through. It's sort of like an arrow slit window here. I've got Fantasy Grounds buried. You see this image outside, and I will share it out to everybody. Rhynwynn, there we go.
Really quick, yeah. So like, if someone drops offline, are you gonna stop the timer?
Yeah, I'm not gonna let. Yeah, yeah. I won't be silly about it. Yeah.
Okay, alright. Just making sure.
All right. Let's.
Oh, snap, my fantasy ground stopped responding.
Oh, it's probably because I'm sharing this out. It should kick back in
Oh,
in a minute.
oh, there it goes. Okay.
I really have to get on top of sharing these out earlier and making that work without actually revealing the image. Okay, so I'm going to get OBS set up here so we can show this image to everybody. Ooh.
Super pretty.
Yeah, so you see.
It's a great place to die, you guys.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
The fish will feast. Yeah, you see your old stomping grounds, essentially, as it were. And in the tower, the room that you're in, a familiar face materializes. A chassis.
Oh, okay.
Almost with a looking down her nose, smug appearance. And
As usual.
I'm going to be using the timer, but I am going to stop where appropriate for some to allow some decision making without everybody just drowning right off the bat. Okay, I'm starting the timer now. She looks at you and says, "You've returned. I knew you would."
No, I haven't.
I know what you're here for. I'll make the choice simple. Choose a door. And she looks over at the wall behind her and 3 doors materialize. None of them lead to certain death, and one of them advances you to the very center of this place where the shard resides. Alternatively, you can advance by forfeiting your ability to aid and retrieving the crystal shard. I think the choice is clear.
If I pick the wrong door, what happens?
I'm pausing the timer, just so you know. She says, I'll start it back over this. There's no wrong door. One leads to where you want to go. The other 2, there's no telling where they'll lead. Certainly not certain death, and you may end up at your destination eventually. Pause it again.
Okay. Okay, so my compatriots are around me, like, holding their breath, right?
Yeah, yep. We're at about 40 seconds, so there's still 3 of them look like there's no problem. They're just like, yeah, I've got this.
So you can hold your breath equal to your Constitution modifier?
Yeah, so Astrid, Emersina, and Ormia are looking like they're struggling to hold their breath in. Felix, Emil, and Kaylin are just like, still A-okay.
So while she's talking, I want to try to get like one of my daggers out.
Okay.
And I want to try to cut the rope from Ormia.
Okay.
Kind of right my wrong a little bit.
Are you trying to get the big knot that has like her wrists and her waist bound, or just like the waist so she has, like hands free?
Well,
like
I kind of want to do the waist first because I think the knot's going to be like too much.
Yeah. Okay. We'll say you take this time so far to kind of cut through with that water resistance, and you successfully cut the rope from around her waist. So, Ormi, your hands are still bound, but they're free from your waist now.
I'm sure my rapier is floating beside me by now because I dropped it. I didn't sheath
right.
it.
Mm-hmm.
So can I grab that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's down near your feet there, and you snag it and have it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab it to
like
have
that.
it. So it's like just trying not to sheath it, but because it's not gonna work. But
right.
Can you estimate how far it is to the surface?
I think all of you can see out here, and it looks like it's a plane of endless water. You don't see
Yes.
surface here.
It's the water plane. There is no surface.
Yeah, the rest of you don't, recognize it the way Rhynwynn does. But as you look up, you see some global light, just this global light source from no direction, and water, just water everywhere.
Okay.
Choose what to do with your slaves, William.
All right. And I walk through one of the doors. One on the left.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20, if you would.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So I'm thinking a dwarf wizard, maybe.
I love it. I love it.
Awesome.
Oh god. I'm gonna go
Dream.
Nice. Okay, actually, if you can roll one more d20, that just let me know which door it wasn't. Okay. All right, that's...
Oh gosh.
Okay. Usher your slaves through first, and then you follow them up. As you open the door, it's just like this black miasma, a portal of some sort. You don't see where it actually leads.
Can I like stick my arm through it to feel the other side a little bit?
Mm-hmm. You can, if you mostly just feel the miasma. Nothing different.
All right. Well, in that case, I like. I'm like, so I can take them with me.
You must.
Oh, all right. So I grab. So the people that are looking a little green around the gills are Emersina, Ormia, and who else?
Let's see. Astrid is the other one.
Okay. So I'm gonna grab Astrid by the belt and kind of drag her and like fling her into the door.
Okay. You go through Astrid.
Hope you catch some air.
And then I'll do the same thing for Emersina. Boom. Through the thing.
You also
Then I'm gonna look at Ormia for a second. And I'm gonna throw Felix through the door.
Oh.
Nice. Okay.
and then Emil, and then Kaylin, and then Ormia.
Nice. Okay.
I feel like I would start taking damage at this point.
Yeah. As you are you gonna follow them through, or anything that your mother's just Asashi's still looking at you like, run along. That's what you're best at.
Is she wearing anything valuable?
Plenty of trinkets and necklaces, rings. Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I know this probably isn't real, but I'm gonna try and like pull her earrings out of her ears before I leave.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh, what would that even be? I guess just make a strength check to try and...
What kind of relationship did you have with your mom?
Not a good one. It wasn't a good one.
Okay.
No, it doesn't work.
Let me see what she's got. She's gonna do... I'm just gonna have her do like a dexterity check against it here with rough... Oh, she rolled a 16, so yeah. You swim up really quickly to grab it, but she manages to sort of like pull out of the way a little bit. Rude.
Fine. I'll see you, Nipper. And then I go through the door.
Okay, you swim through the door. As you come out, you see your fellow party members floating in water before you.
Oh, they're still floating in water? I thought there would be air on this side. Oof.
Astrid, Emersina, and Ormia are now... Water is bubbling out of their mouth. They haven't passed out yet. I'm going to tweak the actual drowning rule a little bit because
Are you going to prolong this? You're so cruel.
Okay.
But make a perception check, everyone that's not like gasping for air right now. So that would be Felix, Emil, Kaylin, and Rhynwynn.
Okay.
Oh, why you gotta do this, Dan?
Sorry. Sort of sorry.
Hey, nice one.
All right. Oh, okay. So, sorry, Kaylin. Everybody but Kaylin, or Emil, Rhynwynn, and Felix. As you look up, you see. Let me find the right room here. Okay. You look up, and now you see. There's this clear direction that is pitch black, and as you look in another direction, upward from where you are, you see flashes of light above in the distance, almost giving the appearance of a surface to the water. It looks to be probably 150, 200 feet up.
What's the rules on swim speed?
Half of your movement, unless you have a swim speed.
Okay.
A stated swim speed.
So can I use the shape water spell to like propel people up?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and do that. I can do it in a 5-foot cube, so I have to do it individually.
Okay.
But it says I can move or change the flow of water.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't cause damage, but I can change the current.
Okay. No, absolutely.
Because I dump statted my strength, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did. And I don't think I can haul anybody to the surface very fast.
What's for, really?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
what I'm gonna do.
Who do you want to use it on first?
Well, Emil's gonna grab whoever's closest to him that looks like they're in rough shape, so maybe there'll be two of us in proximity, so...
Yep, let's see who you're closest to, Emil. Just use odds and evens. Let's see, so it's Astrid, Emersina, and Armia. So Astrid is closest to you, Emil, which leaves Emersina and Ormia that are still looking rough. And they're both a little closer to Rhynwynn.
Are they within 5 feet of each other?
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab her and try and pull her towards the light.
Okay.
So I would assume we are.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can do it at the half speed that you get with your swim speed because they're buoyant. So I'm not gonna like make it quarter speed. I think that'd be a little silly. So you start swimming up to the surface, and I'm actually going to finish using the timer rather than doing the rounds. I'm going to do this instead. Okay, so just to give the layout again, Emil and Astrid are near one another. Emersina, Ormia, and Rhynwynn are in a bunch, and that just leaves Felix. Felix and Kaylin. You two are near one another. And timer started.
So she used her spell, right?
Yes, so she's propelling Astrid up toward the surface.
Is there any way?
Well, it's a 5-foot square or cube. It's pretty big. Is there any way I could get 2 people in there?
Well, if you did the other two were near one another. Ormia and Emersina are like within 5 feet of one another, roughly.
And Astrid was close to Emil, right? So Emil was gonna grab. Okay, I'm gonna do Ormia and Emersina up. Poof.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm gonna say that gives them their full speed. 30 feet. We'll make it at a dash because you're going up. You're not fighting. Okay, so who's left? Kaylin and Felix. What are you guys doing?
I guess I'll start swimming towards the surface. I don't have. I mean, can I roll a survival check? Would that help any?
You can roll maybe an athletics check if you want. Anyone that wants, I'll tell you what. If you want to dash on this, because it's not really a doable thing, but for flavor, if you want to roll athletics check, anyone that wants to dash can do an athletics check to see. If you get higher than a 10, I'll allow the dash.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right.
Okay, you guys are racing towards the surface. All right, half a minute has gone by, which makes Astrid, Emeracina, and Ormia will need to do. You pass out in this round, so you don't have to do any rolls yet, any death saving throws, but you lose consciousness.
Do I see that?
Okay.
Oh yeah, yep. The last glurp of air comes out of their mouths.
Okay, so this. Well, it's instantaneous, so I just gave him a burst of speed. So, well.
They're about a third of the way up from where you started.
Third of the way up? Alright, well, I'm gonna, like, grab Emeracina by the shirt collar and Ormia by the shirt collar and just start swimming up.
Okay. Do you use your cantrip again, like, for all three of you to boost?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Roll, no, you know what? Because you have that fast swim speed. So you make a full 60 feet, another 60, another third of the way up, or 2/3 of the way up. So Felix, Emil, Kaylin, and, well, Astrid, you can't do anything because you're unconscious. What, are you guys doing the same thing, or anything different this round?
Same.
Okay. Felix and Kaylin and Emil, if you want to, roll athletics checks just to see if you can get any additional boost to it. Again, if you get higher than a 10, I'll allow the dash.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
I'm kicking my little leg, my little dwarf leg.
I don't like water.
Neat. Oh, good timing, Sam.
What are we
So,
rolling?
well, you and two of the others just fell unconscious last round, so you don't have to roll anything just yet. In fact, at this point, Astrid, Emeracina, and Ormia, you'll have to roll your first. Oh, hi, baby. Your first death saving throw. As your lungs just fill with water.
What?
Oh, dear.
This is not a good night for us. Oh, God.
Okay. Yeah, you're just limp noodles in the water now with all the air having come out of you.
Did I roll that right or did I roll that wrong?
Nope, that's perfect. Is that? Hang on, let me see what you rolled here. I mean, either way it works because it's,
Okay,
it's a D20.
I see what I needed to click on now. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Same thing for this third round. You're about 2/3 of the way up at this point.
Oh.
Same thing, cantrip and...
Okay. So for the two, so Felix and Kaylin, go ahead and roll the athletics checks if you want to boost your speed.
Is there any way that I can help Emil and Astrid?
Absolutely. You can swim over and give them a hand, and I guess roll the athletics check, and we'll see if you can add some speed. They're lagging just a little far.
I want to do the same thing, Dan.
Oh, you do? Okay, go ahead and
Yeah.
roll an athletics check for yourself as
Oh
well.
boy. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Felix,
Yeah.
you see that they're a little ways behind, and you swim back down to help. So we're gonna put you at, let's see, that was 60, so we'll put you up at 90 feet, 120. So you're now Felix, Emil, and Astrid. You three are now 2/3 of the way up because you were able to swim back and help. Kaylin, you're there at 2/3 of the way up, helping them out. Rhynwynn, you reach the surface with Emeracina and Ormia. Both unconscious, but you have them up above the water's surface. in need of some sort of resuscitation, and I'll say what you see in just a moment. The rest of you, I'm just gonna work on getting you guys up there, and let me get back to the timer here. What do you want to do for this next round? Same thing, all three of you okay. So if I could have Felix, Emil, and Kaylin all do an athletics check, I'll see like if we can get this in a final push.
Oh.
Oh my gosh! Okay. So, all right, let me reset this. Amazing. Oh,
Kaylin,
bummer.
the sea dwarf.
Yeah, she comes down, and you've never seen a dwarf, kick their legs this hard or this fast before. If it wasn't such a dire situation, it might be comical. She comes down, and as you guys are, swimming, and Felix, you give that extra tug to help them up, and Kaylin, you just get underneath them, almost like shoulders underneath, and you just kick as hard as you can, and you all manage to break the surface. So everyone that's conscious can take a big, deep breath of air. Looking out on the surface, the flashes of light you see now is a lightning storm. Massive storm for however many miles. You don't see the end of it. Rhynwynn, you see a familiar sight here. To everyone else, it may seem a little more imposing. On the water's surface, a few miles ahead of you, walking perpendicular to the direction you're looking, you see this massive creature constructed of water being drawn up from the ocean, forming almost like a massive female form, just striding across the water and pulling down the storm from above to shape the head, making the body in between. It turns in your direction, almost as though it's sensed you, and with just a few strides makes up those miles. This thing is massive, beyond the scope of likely anything you've seen before. Den of consequence, curse you. So before that gets here, though, what do y'all want to do in this moment?
Medicine checks on unconscious people.
Preferably not die.
In order to stabilize anyone, you need a medicine kit. I think. Does anyone, or a healing spell?
Wait. Oh, right. Derp cleric. Okay, so.
Or there's a cantrip called Spare the Dying if you have that.
No, I don't. It's not in my spell list, unfortunately. But I do have. What do I have? I don't have a medicine kit, but I do have 3 healing spells. So I'll just. Well, I'll fire them off at healing word at Ormia, Emersina, and Astrid.
Okay. Let's see. So you take this time while the rest of this is happening, and cast healing word. Okay, so you use your 3 spell slots to revive these 3 people. Go ahead and cast the spell. Hang on, let me get the combat tracker out here, and I'll just have you target them. And that way they get the actual hit points.
Did they lose hit points?
Well, if they're unconscious, they drop to 0 hit points.
Oh, okay.
So I guess just cast the heal in the chat, and I'll get it sorted. 5. Okay, thanks.
5 for the Emersina.
Okay.
And because I forgot your name for a second, and then for Astrid, 5.
Nice.
Very consistent. And then for Ormia, 4.
Okay.
And that's okay. You can just call me M.
Okay.
Neat. She spits out a bunch of water and comes back to consciousness. She hears you calling her Emercina and just let you know. Thank you.
That's okay.
Call me
You
Em.
can call me Em.
Just call me Em. Thanks. All right.
So Emil, when he surfaces, he's gonna kind of open up his vest and check his pocket, and he's gonna start calling for Seb because he's kind of realized that Seb isn't around. So he's suddenly panicked and terrified of Seb.
You know what? That's a good point because it did go in there, huh? Oh, okay. Tucked safely inside one of your interior pockets is a wet but safe, because he rolled a 19 on the roll I did to see what his condition was. Curled up, really wet, but seemingly, alive and still breathing.
At this point, I'm gonna just look around at everybody, and I'm grinning like a maniac. Because I've seen this apparition, or well, no, it's not an apparition. But I'm like, you guys are witnessing an amazing sight. Just be aware. Be aware.
As you say that, the water starts swelling up where you're all floating, and goes up a good 100 feet, 200 feet. You're just rising and rising up in the air as the water is swelling up into the foot of this creature as it strides over to you. And you're all pulled into its leg, drawn by the current of the storm and the creature.
Okay.
I would like everyone to just roll a d20 to see whether
We
you
die?
have access to air. Yeah. Nice.
Oh wait, I rolled a 20, but I can breathe either one.
Yeah, you're fine. Oh,
It was just a
no.
perfect roll then.
So,
That's my
Astrid.
20 for the night, guys.
Oh, everyone that just drowned.
Oh, no.
So, Astrid, Ormia, Emercina, and Emil, you're pulled right into the center. You're getting pulled away from the edge, not the center, but away from the edge where there's air. Everyone else is sort of getting pulled up and around the outer edge. You guys are drawn in a good 20, 30 feet. But you've got a minute.
Can I take a rope and lasso it and try and throw it out to them? Because I have 50 feet of rope.
Make a dexterity check to see if you can get it before, as soon as you see that happening. If you're that fast with it, I'll let you.
Oh no. Because Kaylin is so fast.
Are my wrists still tied?
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just roll a new character now.
Ormia.
Ah, dang it. Ah.
No, there's too much with the torrent here. Let me just check some of the notes on this door.
Can
here.
I have a go at doing that the other way around? Can I attach my grappling hook to my rope and try and throw it for someone to catch?
You can try and while someone's close, before they get away, because it's in the water and it'd be a little difficult. But if you can get it before they get away, it'd be much more manageable. Yeah, so do a dexterity check if you would to see if you can.
Okay.
10 is what I was looking for. So who do you want to wrap that around? Everyone's kind of huddled together before they start getting pulled in.
So everyone's the same distance from them?
Well, the other people that are inside, Ormia and Emercina and Emil that got pulled in with you, you're all sort of near one another. Rhynwynn and what do we got? Rhynwynn and Felix and Kaylin are all still on the outer perimeter of it where there's air.
I'll throw it to Felix.
Okay. So you're able to get that, Felix. You now have the other end of the grappling hook that Astrid chucked out with her quick reflexes.
Sounds good. As soon as I'm able, I'd like to see Rhynwynn and Astrid.
Okay. Go for it. Make a strength check to fight against the current there. Let me just see what the strength of this torrent is currently. It's a 1. Okay, so you're able to start reeling her in. About 20 feet. And what's your strength? Your strength score, not the modifier. 15. Okay, you're able to get her to 20 feet back out. So you're once again able to breathe, Astrid, as you reach Felix and gasp for air out of the side.
Now, Dan, as a reaction to getting sucked back under, I would have tried to let Seb out so that he wouldn't get sucked under with me.
Okay, absolutely. You're able to let him loose, and you do see him. You watch nervously for a minute as he sort of dive bombs for a bit, but then he gets his wings out and dried off enough to kind of soar out and take flight. Last you saw before he got pulled in, he was starting to kind of circle around outside to keep tabs. Okay. Does anyone else want to do anything this particular round as this is happening?
Panic.
Do our death saves restart?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're brought back to consciousness. So, and you can hold your breath for a whole minute. Again, because you were brought back to consciousness. So.
Only just to drown again.
Whee! All right. Rhynwynn, this is, similar rush, similar feeling of exhilaration and just water and nature and raw power and everything you've experienced as you're drawn up into it. You do notice that some of your, compatriots are getting pulled underwater again at the same time. Oh, Seb. What would you like to do, Rhynwynn?
Rhynwynn is muted.
Oh. I didn't even know.
Sorry.
No problem.
Sorry, I muted myself because my roommate was on the phone. And, so thanks, Warren, for reminding me. Well, Rhynwynn is honestly too caught up in the moment to really think of anything besides what she's experiencing. So she kind of just lets the current take her where it wants to take her.
Nice. Okay. As you do, you sort of relinquish that
Sorry,
control. You are just torrented up through this limb, traveling at a speed far faster than you can swim. Let's see, who else is there? So I guess that puts us at the next round. We'll say that's about, not an actual round, but about 20 seconds worth of time. So everyone's still able to hold their breath currently. Go ahead and anybody, what were we doing here? All right, if everyone would roll, I want to make sure you get your attributes in there. I guess athletics, and that way we can see if anyone can navigate back out or if they get pulled in. Felix is on it tonight. This makes up for the Astrid fight.
Kicking my legs.
Oh god.
Oh, Emersina, no.
I'm just gonna die today.
Dan,
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me use my -1 stats.
I'm sorry, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Oh no, there it is. Okay.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
An athletics check, if you would.
Oh no.
Oh, this is a flat roll. Okay, cool.
Ah, okay. So, geez, it's just Felix and Kaylin again. You guys are on the outskirts, not a problem. The speed at which you're whipping around this creature is not neck breaking, but it's incredibly fast. Very disorienting because this leg alone is probably a third of a mile from front to back. So you're just getting whipped around this, but you're able to see some of your compatriots on the inside as well. So if you got higher than a 10, you can either stay outside where you are, where you're able to breathe, or you can attempt to swim in towards another person to fasten.
Yeah.
However, everybody else got pulled in further. They're in about 40 feet, except for except for Astrid. You got a 7, and Felix got a 19. Okay, so with the average, you two are still out. You have the rope you're holding on to. So you two are safe, Felix and Astrid. What would you like to do then, Kaylin?
Oh, well, I definitely want to go and help someone.
Okay, who would you like to go after?
Who is in the worst shape?
Well, worst shape is probably
Well, can I reach them? I mean, the person in worst shape, are they the farthest away?
Well, Emeracina seems to be having the most difficult time fighting against the current.
Okay.
Or Mia seems to be the most wounded or hurt by this.
Okay, well then I guess can I get to Ormia? Is she closer than Rhynwynn?
They're both a good. It would take this whole turn would be swimming to them and trying to fasten something or whatever your plan is.
Yes. Then I'll go for Ormia.
Okay. So you use that score to navigate and swim over to Ormia, and you reach her. And what would you like to do to try and?
I guess I'll try to. I mean, Did I lose my rope when I tried to throw it earlier, or did I?
Nope, you still have it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I mean, I can either grab onto her or tie the rope around her. I mean, there's already rope around me.
She does have
she still has
ropes
rope.
around her hands. Her wrists are bound, so you can tie it around that probably pretty quickly.
Grab it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. With the score you roll, I mean, swimming over there and doing that isn't too much of a challenge for you. It's a little hard to see with all the pressure of the salt water. And there's this pressure from it, but you fight through that, tie it off, and that's sort of where that round ends for you.
Okay.
Emil, do you have anything in particular you want to do or try?
Just trying to fight the current, I guess, trying to get it back up to the edge.
Okay. I'm not laughing at you guys. I'm laughing because I had like some fail safes in here, but you know how that doesn't always work. Like sometimes players, so that's it's making it more interesting. Okay. All right. Does anyone else that at this point have anything you want to try or do, or are you just gonna wait for the next round to try and swim out?
I'm gonna wait for the next round.
Well, there's not much I can do, really, besides try to keep my head
Okay.
or something above water.
All right. So next round up, go ahead and yeah, sorry guys, it's athletics. If you can all roll an athletics check. It's about 40 seconds worth of time so far. And Rhynwynn, let's see.
Oh.
Neviklink, thanks. Oh no. Well, we'll see.
No.
We'll see what.
Wait a minute. Keep not doing it correctly or something.
Oops.
Yeah.
I think I hit the wrong thing.
Hey, Emil, nice. Okay.
Hold on. I think I need to re-roll.
That's okay. I just add your strength
Okay.
modifier to that 18.
Yeah.
It's still going to be enough, unless it's -8 or negative. Yeah.
No,
Let's hope it's not. That's a terrible stat. Okay, so Kaylin, you're able to swim out. Let me just see what Ormia rolled a 2. Beans. All right, so that's no, okay, because we'd round up. So you just barely managed to tow her, not the full distance, but 20 feet back out. You're halfway back out to the edge with Ormia in tow. Emeracina, your fight or flight kind of kicks in finally, and you're like, I'm not drowning again. Yeah. You push through it, boom, 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 and you're with an 18. You're able to get, well, it's really strong, but you're able to make it like 20 feet. You're halfway back out to that area with air. Felix and Astrid. It's what, an 8 and a 6, so the average is 7. So you guys are huddled, however, and you're now getting drawn in about 20 feet inside from the edge. Again, you feel that, the pressure starting to grow as you get in. The water blasting, across your face and eyes and trying to pressure, push into your orifices, facial orifices. Rhynwynn, your holy symbol, your amulet, starts to glow as you're almost up in the torso now, rocketing through this celestial creature.
Okay. Interesting. Like, I'm gonna grab it. Does it feel hot?
When you grab it, it does have a, not hot, but a warmth to it. And
Okay.
you feel more, that same energy you're feeling as you ride through this, you feel pulsing through your holy symbol. And you don't hear words in your head, but you just get the sense, the thought itself is sort of transferred to you. Saying, basically offering assistance, guidance.
Guidance. Huh?
More on the assistance side of things, but yeah, like, it's a real, it's, well, almost surreal, the actual type of connection to this being. However, finite and small, in regards to, what humanoids can handle.
Well, I'm gonna surrender myself to accept the assistance.
Okay. You feel the energy of power, just the raw power of this being, surge through from the amulet through your hand and sort of fill your chest with that warmth. And let me see if it's gonna get everybody here.
So I'm totally picturing like Aang, the ocean spirit. Sorry.
Nice. And as you feel this power, it almost emanates out in a burst, and the feeling, the pressure for everybody, the feeling and pressure of the water, this raging torrent, this storm striking outside. You see the lightning bolts cracking and striking the outside of this creature as you whiz by. The booming of the storm for those that are out by the edge where you can still hear. Almost has this explosive pressure for a moment. And then all the rage and all the power dissipate. And you're all in a black space. You can see yourselves. There's some, again, global light just on each of you. You're all now standing on an unseen floor, all around one another, sopping wet. Seb flies over, lands on your shoulder. Emil. Kaylin, you have, this rope over your shoulder, and Armia, you've got, are on the other end behind her, sort of standing there, drenched with the water. Emersina, you're now, free from all that, standing there with,
We lost somebody.
oops. Oh, no, Beth. Let me get that fixed here. Where is it? That's weird. There it is. Okay. I'll wait and see if she messages back. Yeah, you're all now standing in this black room. Rhynwynn, you feel you still have some of that warmth, and most of that exhilaration stays with you, but the warmth slowly returns to the symbol. And you have a sense of like this sort of circle of nature, this power, this ebb and flow of it.
Beth says BC just freaked out. Can you call me back?
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Bring, bring, bring.
Can I cut the
Welcome
rope
back.
and free Ormia? Free her
Absolutely.
hands? And I want to do that. I get my short sword out very carefully and cut the ropes and just hold still.
Okay.
And I cut them off, take my rope and put it back and shove it back into my sack.
Okay. Yep, you managed to do that. You're all just sort of, you can see one another. So you're sort of looking around at one another, drenched, but able to breathe. Felix and Astrid, you're sort of, yeah.
I'm gonna empty out my water skin and blow into it, inflate it, and
Nice. Awesome.
Carrying some air with you.
trust nothing.
That's so great. Okay.
Emil looks at Rhynwynn and says, "Your world is very beautiful. I think I'd like to not visit again."
Rhynwynn just kind of does this like, there are other people around? What? And nods at Emil. She's still like basking in the glow of everything.
That's great. All right. You hear footsteps. Clink, clop, click, clop. And sort of fading in from the darkness is a humanoid, rather tall, standing maybe around 12 feet tall or so. Bald, long white beard, appears to be, it's really tough to tell. Closest would probably be a human, although its legs look like they have hooves, almost like you'd see on a fawn or a tiefling, but very humanoid, very human-like features otherwise. Let me change this music here because we don't need a battle song, or do we? Just kidding.
Yeah, no.
This one's perfect, I think. Okay. All right. So you're in the dark, and this again creature comes into view. Clasps his hands. You've arrived.
What happened? Can we get back? Or just me? I don't think these guys want to go back, but I do.
I'm afraid not. It's good to have visitors here. Anyone that's proficient in Arcana, go ahead and make an Arcana check if you would.
Yeah.
Okay. You sense a little magic coming off him in everyone's direction. You don't see him doing any somatic components or verbal, but you sense some magic in your direction. The moment he turns to you, Kaylin. Perceptive. Just making sure none of you are evil. Can't have any of that where you're looking to go. And you've heard of like a detect evil spell. Detects creatures of evil alignment. You get the gist with that roll that may be what he was doing. Well, pleased to see you've all made it here in one piece. You had me nervous there for a moment. And looks over at Emersina. Well, I suppose you just want to get down to business. Shall we? And he sort of holds his hand out behind him into the blackness.
I go into the blackness.
Okay.
Do we know who this person is? Has he said his name? Well, Kaylin's like, I'm sorry, but can we ask you who you are?
Certainly. My name is Rhynwynn. I am what you might consider the essence of this place. I guard over the shard.
Okay. What?
Felix mentally.
Wait, how do we know he's not tricking us?
You can roll an insight check if you want, Emersina, to see if there's any shadiness to his expressions. And what were you saying, Felix?
Oh, I was just noting that guard and shard rhymed.
Nice. I guard this shard. What?
Oh my god.
Yes, nice track.
All right.
Are we
Wow.
healed then?
Well,
Oh,
Emil doesn't see another door, so he's just gonna trust. Like I'm not rolling insight because I don't see another option.
okay. And what was that, Astrid? A heal?
Are we healed up or are we still sick
Um.
from, drowning?
Nope. You guys are all
Oh,
healed. Just wet on the outside now. No one's wet on the inside anymore. Like lungs. Okay. Nice navigating. All right. So is anyone else? Sorry, Caitlin, were you? Oh wait. Let me get Emersina with an 18. Nope. He seems to be being truthful. He does appear to guard the shard.
He was pointing at the blackness. I was like, we've like nearly drowned and died and stuff like that. I am not really all that trusting right now.
Okay. Has he said what's through the darkness?
No. I think he sort of intimated that it's where you guys wanted to go, but he didn't actually say.
Kaylin just looks at him straight in the face and is like, "Is there water on the other side of that portal?"
Oh God, no.
He laughs a slow laugh. No. No more water. Unless you prefer water.
No.
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 I thought as
No,
much.
please.
It's okay. And Kaylin just goes through the black
Okay.
way.
Alright, I'm going to open up a map that's not showing up. This is the... Alright. Come on, Fantasy Grounds. Ah, there it is. Okay, excellent. So, anyone not want to step through, or is everyone, I mean, not that you want to, but is anybody staying here instead of going through?
I'm gonna go through, but like I think I'm gonna go through like last or something, or second to last.
Okay.
I think you are last. I think we were the last ones in the room. I think.
Okay.
All right. You all head through the darkness and then emerge in a new space. Let me drop this guy on here so you can see who you're talking, roughly who you're talking to.
Oh
No,
god, we're
Frank,
gonna get
I don't want a fire room either. From the chat. If not water, then fire. No.
That's not better.
Any better.
Yeah. Nice.
We're gonna get into combat and I've blown all my healing spells.
Alright, let's just get this guy appropriate size. So, in we go. Did I share that out? Let me open it up and this. Oh, it's loading. Of course, it's loading.
I see it.
Oh, good.
I see it.
Yeah, I got it.
Nice. All right, let's get it here for chickadee chat. You enter a room. Looks like a rather spacious room. There is a little tiny bit of water in a small fountain area in the center of the room. Rather fine items. Tables, chairs, a fireplace across the way, luxurious sheets on a large bed, comfortable chairs, and so forth. In the very center of this small fountain area, it looks pretty shallow, like maybe a foot of water in there. In the very center, you see what looks like a beautiful elven woman that has a large crystal shard stuck firmly through her chest. It's a stone statue, crystal shard implanted in her chest with her hands sort of wrapped around the crystal shard. And just beyond that, you see this creature addressing all of you. Let me turn the volume down on this music because that's being stupid loud. Okay. All right.
Nice bear rug.
Nice. Drink it.
You can't even make the
No.
bed.
Sorry, that was mean. Not drink it. Well, you have arrived. Before you, you see the crystal shard that you seek. The shard is bound to the space, which your your rune keeper may have informed you will collapse shortly after it's removed. However, here's the catch. There's a ritual required to separate the shard from this space, the den of consequence. That only those of you which did not forfeit your participation are allowed to take part in.
Yippee-ki-yay.
I will cast the ritual, and those that may participate may offer aid in any way they see fit. If I would consider playing towards your strengths. You've made it this far. Do you wish to perform this ritual?
Is there no other way?
This is the magic of this place. There is no other way to remove this shard.
What will happen if we do this? Like, will the place collapse or anything? I've watched too many like Tomb Raider movies and Indiana Jones.
Big boulder comes down.
Yeah,
Right.
I had that in the last campaign.
Don't get any ideas.
If you succeed, yes, this space will collapse. But only after you retrieve the shard and after you are spit out of this place.
I mean, are you okay with that? You'll cease to exist.
My spirit will be freed. It's my bound duty to guard this, and I will as long as I need to. But if it is my time to be free, then I'm okay with this as well.
What if we fail?
If you fail, then perhaps I shall test you with another challenge. Or perhaps I'll simply expel you
Expel us?
from this place.
Oh man, I don't want to start all over again.
I'd like to pull Kaylin aside. Kaylin, is there anything you can tell about this the statue that the the gem's embedded in? The shard?
Is it in a stone statue, Dan?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's a stone statue of a like a beautiful female elf.
Okay, well I should be able to because I have stone cunning. So I just do a history check, right?
Yep, with advantage because of that.
Okay.
But did it roll with advantage though? Just roll it a second time.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's different than most stonework statues you've seen. But it's not. You're not really able to glean anything from this statue itself, unfortunately.
Unfortunately not. I can't. I haven't seen any of my studies, or I can't really tell where it's from.
It's finely crafted. You're able to see that at least.
Do we know what, you said it's an elf, right? So, do we know what race of elf? If it's a sub-race, or...
Yeah, I guess any elves in there would automatically see it looks like a high elf.
Are there any writings etched on it?
None that you see. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Can I ask the Guardian guy some more questions?
Please, ask away.
Has anyone else got this far in trying to retrieve the shard?
Not in recent memory, no.
And assumingly they all failed?
Most forfeit before they reach this point. And not many know of this place. So. I don't get visitors that often.
Well, you do make it hard to get here.
Putting it lightly.
Yeah.
Do you wish to proceed?
Yep.
Very well.
Got this far.
Tell me what you... actually, let me just double check first. I think it's... so, Felix, you don't know it yet, but you get your turn back because Astrid swapped it for you. So she's actually forfeit instead of you. I think Emericina... no, wait, did you? Because you were going to take that... yeah, so you're good. You chose to be fine. So Emericina, Ormia, Felix, Kaylin, and Emil, I think, are the people that can do this. So, tell me. We must physically remove this shard from its holding place as the ritual finishes. You may assist in that, or you may assist me on the arcane side of things, or in any other way you see fit. How will each of you assist me?
So weird.
I'm gonna try with the arcane side.
Very well. So, Emericina, you can go ahead and make an Arcana check, and if you have any like roleplay thing you want to add to it, you're welcome to. But you don't have to. You can also just do the Arcana check if you want. Alright, Sam's not here. Felix, to your surprise, he turns to you. And how will you participate?
I thought my chance to participate was forfeit.
Another gave theirs for you. And he glances briefly at Astrid and back to you.
I'm not sure if I'm deserving. I'm worthy.
Worthy or not, you have the right to assist. But you don't have to, if you don't want to.
Well, I've got to help out my friends, so I'll I'll help out with the physical side of things.
Very well. And what is it that you want to do? Just like stand ready and yank it out, or do you have anything else you'd like to do?
Let's see. Do I still have? Do we still have that crowbar? Can I use a crowbar to help kind of yank it out?
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna just mark this. All right, let me check your. Ooh, 12. Okay, all right. So that would be that. This would be that. Okay. And you. And he looks over at you, Caitlin.
I am going to help with the strength side of things since I'm a fighter.
And do you have anything in particular you'd like to do?
Can I walk up a little bit closer to it and do like a, so like it's inside the statue. Is it like wedged in there? Can I tell how it's put in there?
It's sort of like Sword in a Stone. It's half in her chest, and or a third in her chest. The other 2/3 are exposed, and her hands are sort of wrapped around it as it protrudes.
I've been to Disneyland. They do it with magnets.
Nice. That's awesome.
I know I did a stone cutting check earlier. Would it help anything to do a history check?
Yeah, go for it. Related to that, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Nope, that's actually pretty good. All right. And then he turns to you, Emil, and you.
Emil's really thoughtful. He doesn't seem to be having an easy time making this decision. I'm not sure how much help he'll be, but I would like to try to help with the Arcana.
Very well. All right, and go ahead and roll an Arcana check. Okay. That would be that. All right. Let me just calculate something quickly. All right. Will that be okay? Wow. Okay. All right. So he begins chant. Well, Ormia's going to help, huh? But she's not here, so we don't know how. We'll just
She'll try to be back after the break.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks. So she's going to just a generic assist. What does she have? I don't know what she do, so we'll leave it at that. He nods very well and begins casting a spell. And there's a little bit of the space that you're in starts to shake a little bit, has a low vibration to it as this spell is going off. And okay. The magic starts to form. There's no runic symbol or anything on the ground, but there's little bits of magic seeping up from the floor, like little will-o-wisps. And they start heading over toward, coming up and gravitating towards this crystal. And it begins to illuminate. And the space around the crystal and the statue's chest begins to glow upright way. Emersina and Emil, you stand, make a triangle basically around the statue. You two are on the other side there. Just innately, you kind of know this is a good formation to take. Even you, Emil, you feel like that's the right place to be in. And you channel magic, and it's sort of an exhilarating feeling, especially for you, Emil, since you don't typically handle magic. But you can feel it flowing, the give and the give and the take of the magic, and working in conjunction with these other two spellcasters. Caitlin, well, Felix, you're up there. You're ready to jam the crowbar in to sort of, try and pry this out. And Caitlin, with your stone cutting knowledge, you're able to assist him and tell Felix exactly where the best place is to get leverage and not break anything. After about 3 minutes of this spell being cast, Felix, you can tell it's your cue. The creature gives a nod over to Caitlin and you both put all your weight on trying to pry this thing out. And the crystal fires out a good 5 or 6 feet as it is freed from the stone statue, which then crumbles into rubble in the pool. The crystal itself is flung down into the other end of this little fountain area, and the magic ceases. Rumbling continues now.
Who can grab it?
Is it safe to handle?
It doesn't look dangerous.
We gotta get out of here fast if it's gonna crumble.
I'll grab it.
Okay.
Do I have to make some sort of saving throw? Yeah.
Nope, you're fine. You pick it up and it has a little bit of a warm glow to it, but you don't feel any effects or anything. Well, the crystal is yours, and you feel that light vibration turning into more of a rumble now. Your time in this place is nearing an end, and you must return to your Runekeeper soon, as he has no doubt figured out by now that your young ward has little hope of recovery. The trembling increases again, and there's some of the stone on the wall starts to crumble and break free.
How do you know about that?
Yeah.
I know many things.
Could you show us where the exit is? Or do we have to go back the way we came?
I will escort you safely out, but first you must know, this shard holds enough power to cleanse 5 souls. Once used, it will not recharge its power until the next moonless night. All that wish to be healed and cleansed need to be touching this shard when it's activated. The command word is Netorki. Does anybody speak Draconic?
No.
Okay.
The command word is no turkey.
Nice.
I
It'll
heard
be
the
easy to
word
remember.
twerk and I was like, what?
No twerking. Choose well. And now, larger bits of marble and other stuff in the room are starting to fall. And he waves his hands in a gesture, and you all feel this force like you're being yanked from behind at really 100 miles an hour in reverse, and you're being drawn out of this plane. And I guess everyone make a dexterity save, because you're all getting whipped out of this place really fast backwards. So, or if you want, we'll just do dexterity save for now. I should have done. If I thought of it, I would have done acrobatics. Sorry.
Oh, shit on wheels.
All right. Well,
Always rolling the wrong thing.
everyone, you're all like in a 10-foot space, right? And you're all getting flung back into the Runekeeper's area. everyone's just flung head over heels behind as you're drawn out backwards, except for Kaylin that just clunk. He kind of
She's
like
so
looks
graceful.
around. Yeah, she's just not a problem.
No idea.
um, you've all returned now to the Runekeeper's library. Um, as you stand up, you automatically hear the crackling of energy. Some of it is the portal that you're just flung from dissipating. But as you turn, you see Ayler levitating midair, and he's convulsing as the Runekeeper is rushing around, and he's casting one spell after another, and attempting to rework a potion or two on his alchemist table. Ren is pacing back and forth underneath Ayler.
I'm sorry, what did I miss?
He's clearly frustrated not being able to do anything, and immensely worried for Ayler. Everyone got pulled out. They assisted those that could participate, assisted in a ritual, and
We got the thing.
yeah, you guys did really well.
I missed everything important then, huh?
Yeah. No, there's still good stuff going on. You just got back to the Runekeeper's area. Ayler is floating midair, being levitated midair, and he's convulsing. The Runekeeper's rushing around casting spells and working on some potions. Ren's all nervous. He returned. Oh, and the creature inside that guided everyone let everybody know that the shard can heal 5 souls, has the power to heal 5 souls, and will recharge again on the next moonless night.
So I think we're all a little battered and bruised.
Yeah, and Ayler looks like he's in some serious danger. That creature also said Runekeeper will soon find out that he doesn't really have much of a chance. So you guys are flung back into this chaotic scene here in the Runekeeper's library, and that's where we'll take our bio break because it's 11:30.
All right.
Cool. All right. So for anyone watching that doesn't know, we take this lovely bio break halfway through, 5 to 8 minutes, but we stay streaming and we'll be back after that. Yay. Boop. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. Let's see. Is your shoes nice? Oh, nice. Guardians. That's nice, Frank. Okay. I'll be right back, too.
I missed you guys, by the way. Just so you know.
Oh, we
Well,
missed you
welcome back.
too. Yeah, glad you're back.
Thank you.
So there's a little bit of snow and ice on the ground now.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, I think the high was about 8 below Celsius, so about low 20s today.
Great googly moogly.
I thought it was cold here, and it's like 8 degrees Celsius here.
Squeak.
Dan, I had a quick question.
Yeah.
You know the world that we're in now? Yeah, the world we're in, like our world. Did you say it had 2 moons?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it 2? Oh, cool.
2 moons, yeah.
So moonless night, huh?
Yeah.
That's not going to be for a while.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
As I was dragging Astrid to the surface, you know, I had this thought. I suppose I could pull her by the antlers, but I thought that would probably be really undignified, so I didn't.
Oh.
But I'll put out the question, like that's wrong, right? That's fawn faux pas.
I don't know. You were saving my life. I mean, if you were just to grab me by the horns and throw me somewhere, but you were saving my life, so I would have overlooked it.
Well, you would overlook it, but
I
you
didn't
still
even
wouldn't
know.
have liked it.
Do your
Nice.
antlers grow back?
You know, that's a really good question.
I think they do.
I guess horns grow back, like
Yeah.
deer's horns grow back because they shed them, don't they?
Hellboy's horns grow back.
Yeah. Maybe.
Uh-oh. I think I just gave him an idea that is not a good... No.
Chop!
No.
No!
Don't you dare, Dan.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. Where would the torches go? As Warren aptly
I will fly to
posited
America
earlier.
and find you.
Nice. Bing bong. Got your
We
antlers
would
right
all
here.
band together.
Nice.
Yeah, Beth has a certain set of
Get your
skills.
plane ticket.
Awesome.
Make me a nightmare for people like you.
Oh, that's interesting. Frank.
Oh,
Maybe
cool.
we'll have to
Frank
add that in.
Bravo.
Thanks, Frank. Yeah.
And Google.
You'll have to
Thank
pick
you, Google.
those 2 weeks, Astrid, just so we can put that in the game. You now have to choose
Okay.
2 weeks
Oh, no.
every year.
I'm so sorry. Oh, my God.
You lose them, and it takes those 2 weeks to grow back. Oh, I love it.
Put that on me. I'm
Let me
sorry.
know what you're
if he
thinking.
ever does it.
They come back. They're
How much is a plane ticket?
yeah. Awesome.
If Dan goes missing,
Yep. No
What
happened.
happened?
We'll
Awesome.
start a GoFundMe for Beth's plane ticket.
And people will pay. Nice. Oh, really, Warren? Oh, moose bite. I bet they're huge, right? They're pretty big.
Yeah.
My dad
they're
actually
gigantic.
ran into
Yeah,
a
they're
moose.
Ooh.
They were moving,
I think
and
the
he
scariest
was
thing
driving
about
the
them is that
Suburban.
their entire body weight is above the height of the hood of your car. So if you're ever in an accident with one, it's not
it.
gonna go well.
Yeah.
it's
My-
brutal.
My dad was driving a Suburban when he hit
Oh,
one.
yeah.
And it was a female moose, so there weren't any antlers. But it completely totaled the car,
The Suburban.
And,
Jeez.
and he decapitated the moose.
Oh.
Hit it, and the head flew through the windshield,
Oh, my
landed
God.
in the passenger seat next to him.
Nightmare fuel much?
Holy crap.
And this was also at like 3 in the morning.
Uh-huh.
So now my
Oh
dad
my.
has pictures of a moose head on his phone.
Oh, my gosh.
I want to erase the
That's
story
creepy.
from my memory banks. I'm gonna have a nightmare about that. Let alone living it. Oh my gosh. Woo.
Do some therapy.
His
Yeah.
siblings are
A
talking.
moose
joking
head just
about.
comes flying.
Yeah, well, like because he hit the moose, and from that impact decapitated it. His siblings were all joking about stuffing the head and giving it to him to put over their mantle.
Oh my gosh.
That's my story for the night.
Nice. Oh, all right. Well, it looks like Kaylin's not back, and we'll what time is it? Yeah. All right, we'll jump back in and try and hold off on. We'll see how it goes. All right. So yeah, that's the scene you're back in. You're here in the Runekeeper's area, library. Ayler's looking really in bad shape, convulsing in the air. Runekeeper's casting some healing magic, trying to keep him healed and levitated. It's not looking too good. What you gonna do? Bum, 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 bum.
I'm inclined to do nothing right now because it looks like Ayler's in bad shape, so kind of let Ayler be the focus.
Okay.
Well, couldn't the crystal shard heal him?
Potentially. Yeah.
Wait, if we use it on him, we're not gonna have 5 slots.
No.
Well, 4 people plus Ayler.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have enough to save all of us first
Yeah.
go around anyway, so.
Yeah.
I'm
What
inclined
if
to
we like heal the people like staggered out? Like, would that disrupt the like timing of the runes so it would get confused?
I was thinking that, yeah. I think we should probably save Ayla first, though. Just maybe.
Well, who
I
has the
hold up the
shard right now?
shard.
Oh, Felix has the shard.
You can
Alright,
see
it's-
some heat distortion in the air above Ayler.
Do we know how to activate it? Even?
I had a command word.
Oh yeah, the command words.
No turkey.
No
No
turkey.
turkey.
No turkey, right?
I'm
That's
sorry. It's been a long week.
No
Like
problem.
25% of my company got laid off.
Nerve-wracking week, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Felix holds out the shard.
I'm gonna forfeit the first go around.
Well, in that case, I grab it and slap it into Ayler's hand.
Okay.
And be like, anybody else want to get on this? We got 3 more slots.
I'll help.
Do we even know what we're doing here? I mean, this was
Nope.
kind of the Runekeeper show.
He's dying.
Kaylin steps up and helps out.
Runekeeper looks over. You've returned. Just in time. You found the shard. So he sees you holding it up towards Ayler. Wonderful. We can cure everyone in one fell swoop. Let's get this done. Ayler does not have much time.
No, not everyone.
That's not what we were told, but here's hoping.
Oh no. Well,
The Guardian of the Shard said 5 and Ayler wouldn't be helped.
well, he's right about Ayler's decline. This is much more severe. As I thought I'd figured out the final rune, whatever magic this is sourced from is ancient. Please, make your choices then, and I will assist in any way I can. Because he's still kind of busy casting some stuff too.
Okay, I'm really sorry.
Do you
I
think
must have spaced out a little bit, but I thought that we could use the shard on Ayler. He just takes one of our slots.
The Runekeeper said it's likely that Aylar could be cleared as well. The creature inside was just saying that whatever the Runekeeper was attempting, he was going to find out soon that that wasn't going to work.
So almost like saying that it probably won't work, even though he thinks it might work.
From everything you've got, it'll likely work on Aylar. That's the consensus.
Yeah, but what the Runekeeper is trying right now is not going to work.
Correct.
Okay.
So we cure Aylar and 4 of us.
Ren says, "You can cure him."
Yeah.
By the gods, let it be done.
Well, I've already got the crystal slapped into Aylar's hand.
Okay.
No, who's gonna be the 4?
So.
I'm in.
Not me. I'll step back.
Okay.
I'm in.
Emil, okay, let me just make notes so I don't lose it later and search.
Emil tossed some dice privately before he stepped forward, though.
Ah, okay. Rhynwynn, Emil. Okay, anyone else getting in on this?
Whoever was marked first by the thing.
I think that was Rhynwynn.
I think yeah.
Whoever the first 4 were.
I don't know that we know for sure, but it's a good idea if we can figure it out.
I literally just watched it yesterday. You'd think I could remember.
I mean, I can go back to my notes here.
I think it was in order across where we are. On the screen.
You mean from left to right or right to left?
I don't know. But it was in some order on the screen. That's so helpful.
Would we know?
I think I was one of. I don't remember if I was the first. I may have been at least in the first 3.
I think it was Emersina, Felix, Rhynwynn, Astrid, and Ormia, Emil, and Kaylin.
Ren is looking eagerly at everybody. As you discuss it amongst yourselves. Aylar convulsing harder now.
I mean, I'll
Cure Aylar.
if no one else is going to step up.
Okay, I'm gonna put my hand on it. I'm just gonna step up.
Okay. So I've got Rhynwynn, Emil, Emersina, and Kaylin. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The 4 of you plus Aylar have your hand on the crystal now.
Okay.
Nothing's happening yet.
Come Edward!
It's supposed to work.
All right.
Where's these results?
No twerking.
The Runekeeper's like, oh, right now. You all, Ryan, when you run up and slap the crystal in Aylar's hand, the rest of you pile on as you sort out, who to choose for this round. Ryan, when you bark the command word and a flash of light, just like a flashbang grenade, blinds everyone temporarily. All still holding on to the crystal. You can feel the 4 of you holding it. The crystal shard can feel this brief searing pain where the runic symbol, runic brand was on your body, and you feel it almost like it's being cooked off. But as it leaves, there's this immense weight lifted off your soul that you didn't realize was there until it was lifted. And you feel refreshed, and any searing pain, that's all gone and healed. And as sight returns a few seconds later, and for anyone that had a visible brand, it's no longer there for the 4 of you. Aylar has a peaceful look on his face, colors coming back to his skin and his hands look completely clean, clear, no more runic brands, no heat distortion, nothing. He's just being levitated down now to down into Ren's arms. Just breaks down, puts his head in Aylar's chest as he's holding him, and just my son, my son, just putting his hands through his hair and holding him tight. Just sits down with him. Crystal now has an inert look. It's sort of a darker, not black, but it looks kind of dirty and used up, as opposed to the vibrant white it was before.
We're gonna have to keep this safe. For when it eventually recharges.
The Runekeeper nods in agreement. It worked. Yes, you're right. It's a very dangerous item. I should be able to keep it safe here, though.
I'm not sure that I trust it here.
Yeah, not in the same room that skull.
What do you propose?
I don't know, but not here. I
We
know
should
that's not very helpful.
keep it with us for now. That's just what I'm thinking.
I don't know that I can allow such a powerful artifact to be out
Yeah,
of
it makes us
my
it makes us
possession.
a target for more things. Like,
It's certainly
Well-
a danger to you, as much as the item is a danger for the world.
We had to do your dirty work.
This is true.
How about this? Is there like a hidden sanctuary somewhere? Or do you have access to one?
I'm going to interrupt before the answer comes,
Yeah.
because Emil kind of is surprised by this question, because he's like, "We're looking for something safer than with a dragon."
It will be safe in my care. I have extra dimensional pockets that I can place this in.
Do you know when there might be a moonless night?
I believe the next moonless night would be in roughly 3 months.
Oof.
The 7th of Noculae, which is October 7th.
That's right, because we'll need the rune in order to heal
Yeah.
them, correct?
Yes. Why is... how is this related to the Crystal Shard?
The Guardian said that the shard recharges after the next moonless night.
Yes, you'll need to return here to use it once again.
I want to do an insight check.
Okay. Is there anything you particularly looking for to see?
I want to make sure, like, I believe what. God, I'm trying to remember if it's a girl or boy. I don't remember. Brain fart.
The Guardian? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I believe in what they're saying about the moon and everything and stuff like that, but I'm not so sure about keeping it safe, because it seems that he doesn't have a lot of. I don't know. Kind of a gut feeling.
Okay,
thing.
yeah. Go ahead and do an insight check.
Because I'm not sure if they might. Oh, well, okay.
Well, make a history check too.
Because like I don't want them to have it and then like fall into the wrong hands and. Oh
Ugh.
God.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know anything
Oh.
about dragons, really.
Ugh. Yay.
You can sense some of the powerful magic coming off it, but you don't know what the backstories are for like
I don't
gold
have
dragons.
enough knowledge
Yeah.
about it. Yeah. I'm gonna go and pout in my corner.
You feel very uneasy about the whole thing.
Yeah, I just have an unsettling feeling.
I mean, what other option do we have than to leave it here? We don't know anyone more powerful than Emil said, a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I do not want to ask to hide it with my mom.
Well, I'm not going back to that warplane.
Oh, I don't have anybody, so.
It will be safe under my care. You must all look weary and wet.
Glorious!
Oh, what a guy.
Right, you splash everybody as you do your little extra water. I will take care of the young ward and his father. Can I offer?
I'm sorry, did you say young? Like, this is Sam asking. Did you say ward or lord?
Ward.
Ward, with the W.
Yes.
Okay. It's like...
Surprise, Anna.
And we just know this guy is the rune keeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's okay.
Well, he's a gold dragon, which, out of character, should be fine. In character, my history is bollocks, so...
If anybody wants to roll a history check to see what they know about gold dragons, you're welcome to.
Please get better than I did.
Sure.
I'm gonna need to go back to the library.
Okay. Nice, yeah.
That's a 1. That's
No.
on par
Wow.
for
Oh,
this
wow.
whole week.
I got a
Kaylin.
14, but I'm not proficient in it.
Kaylin's distracted. She's
That's
not-
fine. 13 is a mark, so Astrid and Rhynwynn and... No. Okay. Astrid and Rhynwynn, you guys know that gold dragons are typically lawful, good dragons. So sort of the best of both worlds for keeping something safe. Out of the hands of evil, anyway. Or troublemakers.
Darn it.
This has been quite a day.
You can say that again.
You've performed very admirably.
Ormia just kind of steps back. Just like, I don't count in that.
Tell me, is there anything I can do for you in this moment?
I have a question.
Yes.
Emersina, do you still have that object that you picked up?
Which one?
The one,
Sorry.
the one that I need.
Oh, yes, I still do.
Will you show it to him?
You sure?
I want to know what it is.
Okay. I take out and I show it to him up here on my hand.
Okay.
This was offered to me for a steep price. What is it? Do you know?
He holds his hand out, draws it close.
It's a loading screen. Ooh.
Yeah. It says loading on the front.
Fancy.
This is a seeker's compass. He looks, he's looking at the front, the top, and the bottom. A finely crafted magical item. This is made by a pirate of some renown, with the assistance of many wizards. He sought to find someone, an enemy, and had no problem using the blood of innocents and those unwilling. It was part of his cruel nature. This can track and show the direction of your quarry or those you seek. I didn't think. I thought this was lost to time. Remarkable. But dangerous, and I see that it's been primed. And he kind of gives, being a lawful good, he kind of
What
looks
do you
through.
mean by primed?
It's been filled with the blood of the unwilling.
Oh. Oh.
Thank you.
Hmm. Okay, tuck it back in my pocket.
Okay. And that was mostly for Emericina and Ormia. So I was talking over to them as opposed to outwardly to the whole group. Because he does understand how it works.
Kaylin's over in the corner, just kind of reading books while he's talking to them.
Nice, flipping through his books. That's awesome. That's so Kaylin. All right.
So 3 of our friends are still afflicted.
This is concerning. Though, the power of this magic has been reduced. With only 3 of you in the circle of energy. It's
Wait, so all of it was connected?
Mhm.
When all of us got branded?
Yeah, it was like this power loop. It was feeding off one another, and basically when someone's activated, if it did, it's like a timer. When activated, it cut the time in half for the next person to be activated, then in half
that's
again.
right. Okay.
But it also fed the power, and so you have a fair amount
How
of
much
extra
time
time
do we
now.
have for the others?
I would say you were looking at perhaps 4 to 6 weeks before. You're now looking at, let's see, I guess that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 out, so 2, 3, 4. You likely have, this would be awfully close, but roughly 3 months, give or take a week. At my
I
best
hate
guess.
to impose on one of your obvious skills and resources, but that's not good enough. We need more help, and I'm begging you for it.
There may be something, and you've certainly earned it. Please, excuse me for one moment. And he turns and walks over to an opposite corner of his library.
Wait, sorry to interrupt, but
good.
didn't you say the next moonless night would be in 3 months? So like we're really cutting it too close.
Yeah, it's October 7th, so it's actually like 2.5 months away. It's a little bit less, but it's close because this other thing is guesswork. Okay.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
No problem. Okay. So he comes back with 3. They almost look like leather wristlets in his hands, and holds one out to you, Emil. If you wear this, it will dampen the effects of the magic. This should, if all 3 of you wear one, and he sort of holds the others out, then this should buy you another month in addition. I'm afraid it's...
Yeah, I'm not one of the three, so...
Oh, okay.
Isn't it? It's
Ormia, Felix,
Ormia,
and
Felix, and Ashley.
Okay, so he's got his hands out with these wristlets. I'm afraid this is the best I can do, but this should give a safe buffer. But you must keep these on.
I take it and put it on.
I feel my left wrist slot.
Nice.
I'll put one on too.
Okay. You all put them on. And you can feel, again, for you all, it's not something, you didn't feel the weight. There's this slight lifting of this heavy burden on your soul that you feel not lifted, but just eased just a little bit. And it wasn't until the moment you put the wristlet on that you even noticed it. It had just settled in and been there.
Okay.
Well, do you know how long you plan on staying here in Metz?
Until the next moonless night, at least.
It would be wise if we didn't go too far anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have some paying work for you, as you've proven yourselves to be quite the adventurous, sturdy party.
Paying is good.
I need to sort things out here and take care of those two. But, and you look like you need a rest. Perhaps you can rejoin me tomorrow and we can speak on the matter?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Good. It's nearly dinner time. I suggest you fill your bellies and get a good night's rest. And thank you again.
Vegetarian this time.
Thank you for everything that you've done.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. It is my duty. And gives a gentle nod to everybody. Alright. It's party time.
I'm gonna turn around and start heading out and trying to find an inn and a place for some room and board and get out of these wet clothes.
Okay. Is any... What does
Wait, I
everyone else
better
like
make sure I have a change of clothes.
to... Nice.
Yeah, I do. I have some common clothes.
Perfect.
I'm gonna wear those while my other clothes are drying.
Okay. AKA sweatpants there.
Yes.
Fantasy medieval sweatpants.
Is there a pond nearby?
Oh, there's a bunch of rivers that run through this city. Waterfalls, rivers, everywhere that cut through it.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna look back at everybody and be like, guys, I gotta reflect. I gotta process, and then I jump in the water.
Okay.
Kaylin is still sitting down in the library and kind of looks up and notices everyone else has gone.
Mhm.
And so she puts the book up and puts up her notes and runs to catch up with everyone.
Nice. Wait, yeah. All right. Well, there's a couple things that you guys see as you're sort of, heading back.
I'm gonna follow after Emersina.
Okay. All right. I'll say for the most part, you guys sort of, walk together until Rhynwynn splits to go reflect in the river. Nearby the university, as you're walking through the city, you see the Gear Works, and it's a shop for tinkerers at your best guess. There's even a little billboard outside, little plaque outside that says that they're having workshops for beginners on a daily basis. Let's see, what else would you see? You also catch what is labeled by, again, some plaques on a wall. The Yanta Emea, which means
That's
tunnel of
pretty.
light for those that speak Elven. And this is a main means of travel. While there are rushing, rivers through this city, they have this man-made section that's sort of dammed up, and it follows that circular route around the city, so you can hop on a boat and use this instead of, your feet, instead of walking around the city, because it is a bit of a large city.
Do we have to travel by boat?
Nope, you can walk around.
Because I want to stay as far away from water as I possibly can. I'm a little traumatized.
Hashtag's hard.
Nice. M says to the group as you guys are walking along.
I would like to stay out of the boats. If you guys want to use the boats, you can. I cannot stop you. I am not in charge of you. Do whatever you want. But I'm walking.
As you cut through the center island of the city to which is walled off, and there are a number of guards, but there's plenty of people, city folks, walking in and out. It has this area has a lot of these really, really tall buildings. Just outside the wall, there's a large perimeter of park outside, still on the center island. And in the very front of it, near the largest gate, as that twilight hour is approaching, there's a large group of at least 30 mages forming a circle in this park in the front. It takes a little while, to walk up and around. You see they're in a particular arrangement, and they're casting something for about 10 minutes. And as they cast, it's again at that hour where the darkness is settling in, and that soft golden hour light is starting to fade. And the mages are casting, and you see these little tiny dancing fairy lights sort of come up out of the grass from around them. And then they start coming up from the stone of the city. And they have this soft blue glow to them that starts illuminating the streets, and the whole air above the city looks like stars in the night. These little buds of light start rolling across the top of the rivers too, hovering just above, and the reflections of the playful lights above the flowing water is really it's quite a sight to behold. Apparently this is how they illuminate the city at night, and all their decadence. They pay to have these mages cast all these dancing lights throughout the city, and it just hovers above and just over the river, up in the air, and offers a very cool blue light at night.
So is it like a constant cast, or is it just a one cast thing?
They finish after about 10 minutes, and the lights remain.
And they last all night?
You're not sure yet, but probably so.
Okay. I was like, that's a lot of mana.
Can I try and touch one of the lights?
Sure. Yep. As you touch it, there's no burn or anything. It just sort of baps out of the way, and just whew.
Can I grab it?
Yeah. Grab it and kind of look at it inside, and it's glowing in there.
Is it like weighty? Can I feel any weight to it?
No, it feels a little bit. It kind of feels like capturing a lightning bug. Has just a little bit of weight. You can feel it in there, but it's just ping, 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 ping.
We can, like,
I let it go, like pop it in the air.
Yep.
You know, like a balloon.
Yeah. It floats. Floats up.
Oh, so cool.
Felix is confused. What's wrong with good old-fashioned streetlights?
Right, Felix, that's your thing. You look around, you don't see a single streetlight anywhere.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable, more at home with the warm glow of the streetlights. This kind of blue glow is a little eerie to me.
Mm. Awesome.
I like.
You have now entered the Twilight Zone.
I like nudge Felix. I'm like, catch one. Do it. Catch one. Get one.
I try to grab one. I probably miss.
Well, if you want to chance it, then you're welcome to do a grappling check. Do an athletics check.
Yes.
It's athletics check. It's probably ridiculous though.
Yeah. Oh,
An
there
8.
we go again.
No, that's enough. The DC was 5 because it's a dancing
Okay.
light. So you're able to grab one. Yep.
They're cool. They're way better than gas lights, dude.
Maybe.
Hmm.
The jury's out.
All this lighting of cities is just unnatural.
I find it strange but interesting because it's like, oh, it's so pretty, but then it's like, oh, it's so weird. I'm not used to seeing anything
Kaylin
like that.
loves it. Kaylin's just wide-eyed and just happy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I grab another one and give it to Kaylin.
Oh, awesome.
I look at it, and I just let it go and just watch.
Floats back up. Neat.
Reminds me of the lanterns from Tangled.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Awesome. All right, so you guys, cut through back to an area where you feel like you saw an inn and tavern before. All the places you find in this part of the city are a little bit pricey, and by a little I mean a lot. But they're luxurious, places to stay. The rooms are massive. The taverns are very pristine. Fancy schmancy drinks being served. And you find you go by at least a couple. Is that the type of place you guys want to stay for the night? Or do you go in to inquire about anything?
I feel the weight of my purse.
Yeah, I think I want to go in one of them and inquire about the price.
Okay.
Are the I'm sorry. Are the shops still open, Dan? Out in the city, or is it too late?
No, I'd say the shops are still open.
Or we'll probably be here tomorrow. I mean, we're going to be here tomorrow morning, so. Okay. All right, that's fine.
Okay. All right. And of course, I don't have that thing open that I want open. So we're just going to fudge it. So M, you go in. And there's a person with this very proper, like a petticoat on and a nice ascot all folded up nicely. High brim collar. Yes, milady. How may I help you?
Hello.
Hello?
I would like to inquire as to the price for a night's stay.
Well, here at the Dancing Dragon, we offer the finest rooms in all of Metz. You'll find that for a mere 10 gold a night, you'll have a room with a king-size bed, your own private bath, and any room service that you require.
We can all play a trick and all just camp out on the floor.
How do you guys feel about this? Thank you
Do you accept
for the information.
AAA discount from
If
Nice one, Franco.
if multiple people join in, is there a discount?
Certainly.
By how much?
How many people are you talking about?
See if I can remember how to count. 7?
except for me. 'Cause
Will any
I'm
be
in the
Six.
canal.
6.
Will any of you be sharing a room?
No.
Well, we can lower the price down to, I guess, make a persuasion check to see if you can persuade them to lower their price with numbers, or to see by how much they will.
Let's see. Please. Oh.
We can lower the price to 7 gold per.
Yeah, I'm very tempted for at least just one night, simply because of all the stuff that we've been through. How does everybody else feel about this?
I wouldn't be comfortable in a room that size in a hotel that elegant. It doesn't suit me. I mean, you're welcome to. I'm not going to stop you, but I'd find something else.
Have we seen anyone? I mean, it seems to be a pretty clean city. Do you think I'd be arrested if I slept in one of the parks?
It depends on how well hidden you are. It's entirely possible. I mean, it would be, I guess, the impression you'd get here. There's quite a few city guards with their fancy schmancy armor lining the streets. You didn't see quite as many in the park.
I kind of miss the forest. I kind of want to go use Mask of the Wild and just cover myself and go and sleep in the forest.
Nice. I'm God. Yeah.
Do any of the cheaper inns and stuff, do they also have things to clean yourself with? Or is it like a community bath?
Most you'll find have community baths, men's and women's, and co-ed for some. And you did walk by a couple that didn't look quite as nice as this particular establishment. Yeah, you went by one, I guess, from where you are now.
I myself am going to have one night, just because I want to get cleaned up and kind of a treat yourself thing. And I kind of want to be alone. I love you guys, but I need my space. Community place is not going to be helpful. So I'm just going to have one night here and that's it. And cool. I want to pay for one night. And then be back in the woods.
Well, to the slums, Emil?
I think I'll follow the boys.
Nice. All right. And Astrid, are you staying or going? Or you're gonna try?
I'm gonna camp out.
Park. Okay.
In the park.
Nice. All right. Well, that will be 10 gold, ma'am. And we do have towels, as you're still dripping a little bit on the stone floor.
All right. Here's your 10 gold.
All right. Yeah, you head up to as everyone else heads off, you head up to your room, and it's a massive room. This is half the size of many of the inns you've been in so far, just this one room. And it does have a bath with the water pail next to it. And there's a server in there that's ready to wait on you hand and foot. Would you like your water heated for a bath? Woman says.
I think I will wait a little bit on the bath, but thank you.
Anything you need, just ask, ma'am. I'll be right outside.
Okay, thank you.
And you see a list of food items you can order. It's all included. There's food. There's they can send a jester up for entertainment. They've got yeah
No jester.
yeah creepy. So they've got all sorts of stuff for you.
I'm going to take a moment and kind of I'm going to throw my stuff on the floor and take all my weapons off and just kind of have a moment of just kind of relief from all of the things that we just went through. Like, I feel like a weight has been lifted just a little bit, and just for some reason, like, my emotions just start getting really strong and I just start crying. I never cry. So it's a lot of things have gone on.
Yes.
Been a bit traumatized.
That's beautiful.
And then after about 10 or 15 minutes of just kind of being by myself, I think I'm going to be like, okay, but I would like a hot bath now. Would you please heat up my water? But don't fill up the bathtub all the way, please. Maybe just halfway. And then I'll be okay.
Certainly, my lady.
Thank you.
And they get everything like spot on. The temperature's just right. Like anything you ask for the rest of the night, it is amazing. The bed is ridiculously. It's got that perfect combo of comfort and fluff, but rigid enough so your joints don't hurt. Or maybe that's me because I'm an old man. Your joints won't hurt. Yeah.
Joints are very important.
Actually, before we go to bed, I'd like to go to Racina's room and just kind of knock on the door.
Okay.
I open the door. I was like, yeah?
Can I speak with you? Please. I won't stab you, I promise.
Okay. We'll open the door so that she can come in.
I don't have any of my weapons on me either.
Close the door behind you, so what would you like to talk about?
That compass, that whole scene in the Den of Consequences. I noticed that there were times when we couldn't hear certain parts of certain people's trials. What did you hear with mine?
I heard a little bit of the first part, but that was about it. The first few sentences. But the main thing that you guys talked about, I didn't hear at all.
Do you know who that man was?
No.
That was my teacher. He's the one I'm searching for. He's the one who went missing. And he told me that he's in danger. And that compass was the one thing that would allow me to find him. But as the Runekeeper said, it needed the blood of the unwilling. I can't tell Rhynwynn, and I'd ask you to not tell her either, because there's a chance that I know I can take to find him, and I'm not asking for the compass back. I'm not asking for that. I want to tell you because you're the one holding it, because I don't think any of the others really trust me anymore with that But could you hold on to that for me? And if you sense anything from it, will you tell me, please? I did it because I thought it was the right thing. Searching for him is the whole reason I left home. It's what set me on this path.
Answer me this. Is her blood in it?
Yes.
Why can't she be told?
Because I feel like if Rhynwynn knew, she would have willingly given me her blood. Just like I would have willingly given it to find him. But because it is what it is, it wouldn't work. And then this blood would go to waste.
I will do as you ask.
Thank you.
And if I hear or see or feel anything from it, I will let you know. But I need you to know, if you ever stab somebody else like this again, my arrow is not going to miss.
I understand, and I wouldn't hope for anything else.
Okay.
I don't like how easy of a decision that was for me. Rhynwynn saved my life. And when given that choice, there was no question. I don't want to go down a darker path. So keep your arrow trained on me, just in case.
It's not easy to look within ourselves, but I will do as you ask, and I will keep an eye out.
May I always trust you.
That's it. I'll leave.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door for you. Say bye. Close the door, and I'm just gonna go to bed after that, after thinking for about 10 minutes and just...
Okay. You crash.
I'm done.
Nice. Crash
I'm
hard. All right, let's tackle Astrid next, because you'll be the next one to sort of veer off in the direction everyone's heading at the park. Do you just want to do like a stealth check, or did you have something else that you wanted to use?
Before I leave, because
yeah.
it's going to be Felix, Emil, and Caitlin left, right? With me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
So I want to say just bye to everyone, and then just hug Felix, just real quick. Just give him a big old hug. Yeah.
Come sail away. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry.
And then just kind of like
theme music.
Bright red, head off into the forest.
Oh. That's awesome. Like a gazelle.
I wanted to use Mask of the Wild.
Oh, right. Okay. Let me
Says you can attempt to hide even when you're only lightly obscured by foliage, heavy rain, falling snow, mist, and other natural phenomena.
All right. And does that... Okay, so I guess just do like a stealth check, And I'll let you do it with advantage because you have plenty. It's not combat or anything. You got plenty of time.
Cool.
You find a spot that looks comfortable. Oh yeah, okay. What, Astrid?
Oh my god.
You know
That was
what?
perfect.
As you're, so as you're sort of, getting set up and for bed, getting this place well hidden and getting ready for bed. I imagine at some point you'd probably take your, set your weapons aside, or are you going to keep them on your person for the night?
No, I'm just gonna like neatly lay them out by the side of me.
Okay. Then, oops, let me just switch it to this. Let's see, Felix gave you this. Alright, let me open up your inventory so you can properly have this sword in there. The wakizashi. Because you have it in here, but...
Oh no, that's the one that I bought myself.
Right, okay. Thank you, that's right. You find... What do I have? Make sure I've got this. Okay. Alright. I put a win way up here. Alright, so this other wakizashi, as you're, carefully lining them up on the ground, there is a piece of parchment that seems to be wrapped around the actual handle of the wakizashi and tied with a couple small strings.
Okay, I take it off and have a look.
Okay, let's open this up. So, I'm gonna put the ID on for you. Let me make sure it changes it in your inventory. Boop. And I will read from the description from this other screen awkwardly. Okay, so this is actually a note from Jinx.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, of course, I think I have the actual note written on another document, of course. But essentially, I really should have had that open. It says, it gives a description of the item. Kojiro no wakizashi. And the description says 1/3 of Sasaki Kojiro's daisho. This 3-piece set was so powerful that no one was able to wield it after Kojiro's death. Known to cause disruptions in time and space when stored together without a proper master, these weapons were separated and shipped to the far corners of Astralanor, where they were lost to time. And then below that, Jinx continues, that's the story behind these weapons. It's too bad that this is merely a facsimile. Although there were only 4 facsimiles ever crafted that could be, that were indiscernible from the original. The mystery of these weapons is that any one of these facsimiles could be the real deal, simply unactivated. Here's to the gamble. And then it's signed with remarkably excellent penmanship. Jinx. As you use it, it appears to just be a finely crafted wakizashi. So it's essentially has a +1 bonus to it.
Sweet.
That is legit.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Just comes with some history flavor.
I like rearrange my weapons to have it the closest to me. So I've got like, so it goes like that wakizashi, my other one, and then my little hand axe.
Nice. Nice, Frank. So I was just seeing, it says here, made in China. Okay, and you have that now in your inventory under Kojiro no wakizashi. And that brings us, I guess, to everyone else. Kaylin, are you trying to stop here with Astrid, or are you going with the gang there down?
No,
to
I'm going with the gang to the to the cheap place.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, you find the doorway and stairwell down, very long stairwell down into the slums. It's clearly it's reinforced and it has guards, but only on the outside. Like they don't care if people are leaving. They just want to double check everyone coming into the city. As you're going down this, you're about 2/3 of the way down this steep mountainside here, and you can see that a good 2/3 of the slums appear to be flooded. In fact, I think I've got an image. I've got an image for that.
Great. More water.
There's an image for that.
I'll bring this back up.
Wow.
That's
It
still
is
really
not-
pretty.
Yeah.
All right. As soon as it decides to load. And it looks like it's just been this way for a long time. This is something with a water table here. There's 1/3 that's at a slightly higher elevation, but there's little small rafts and canoe-like ships that sort of get people from one area to the other. You see a couple people walking in it, and it's sort of up to chest level, and they have their goods up over their head as they're walking through. None of the dancing lights make it down here, of course. There's plenty of actual torch lights lit from house to house here. You also see, maybe I can get both of these in on the same screen capture here. The other 1/3 looks fairly standard as far as slums go. And here's this image. I'll just put it next to it once it decides to load. This is the 1/3 of the slums that is up, in fact, above the water level, and has regular street lights. Rowdy crew, but you hear in the taverns and inns, down different alleyways, a lot of gambling going on, a fair bit of prostitution. And there's this mixture of liveliness to try and cheer and enjoy life as much as they possibly can. But there's also a lot of weight on their shoulders. You can see the people you walk by. Some are just bone weary. Anyway, that's what you find as you arrive down here. Which section of the slums do you guys want to?
Kaylin immediately begins regretting her decision, but follows the boys anyways. She's kind of like looking around, but just kind of like stays close to them.
Nice. You hear glass shattering every so often and people fighting.
I'm totally still up in the city, by the way, at that
Nice.
fancy place.
Okay, yeah. This is what you're used to up there. It's very nice inn.
So maybe a streetwise check would help me find an inn that's, I mean, it's going to be in the slums, but like a clean and reputable,
Sure.
a more reasonable selection.
Okay. With your background, I'm going to say that you're able to kind of suss that out, just going up and down a few different streets here.
Okay.
Let's see. So you find a modest inn and tavern. And this is a little more in line with what you typically see. Very, again, rowdy and aggressive people in the tavern, but they all seem to be getting along as you step into this particular inn. The Crusty Pickle.
Crusty pickle. Oh my god.
Ew.
Yeah. I'm just going to write that down so I don't forget it. Okay, Crusty Pickle. You do see a couple little fights break out, but then one guy gets knocked down. A dwarf knocks down this human, but then he reaches his arm out and helps him get up and come on and pats him on the back of the head, almost like a slap, and come on and brings him back to the table. But the inn section of this is in that modest shape where the beds and it's going to be okay.
It's probably more comfortable than the poppycock.
Yes. Awesome.
Oh, the poppycock.
There's a dwarf behind the counter. Aye, lads, welcome. And he kind of looks over and then looks back at, Kaylin sort of walking closely behind. Ah, come in. What can I get you fine folks?
How about does everyone here drink? No? Yes.
Yes.
A round of ale, and
Dwarfs.
what's your rates for rooms?
Usually 1 gold a night, but and he kind of leans over and looks at Kaylin. I'd say maybe we can trim that down a bit. Bringing such lovely company in here.
Heyo.
Let's say 5 silver a head.
Let's say 5 silver a head, and you keep your eyes a little higher there, my friend.
Aye, lad.
Kaylin narrows her eyes at the innkeeper and just kind of puts her hand on her sword, like showing him that she's not just a pretty face.
That's right. Nice.
Felix is oblivious.
Awesome. Yes, well, hold a seat anywhere and make sure I get you served. And he goes and starts filling up some tankards and plops them down. Big honking tankards for each of you.
All right.
This one's on the house.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Cheers.
Kaylin kind of notices a few eyes wandering her way, and she glares at them all and just chucks her beer and puts it back down.
Nice. Awesome. Some of them just kind of go back about their business. People that were, looking over your way, and you sort of blend right in with the crowd. And you guys have rooms for the nights, unless you want to. You have anything to say or do before you head to bed?
I would try and have a dice game before I go to bed.
Okay, neat. I've been trying to think how to approach that, because I don't know that any modifiers would be in there. I have a sort of a system in my mind, but for now, I mean, if you want to actually roll and see if you get anything, you can roll just like a straight up D20 and have it be luck.
Ooh, nice.
Whew, okay. There's, for this being a impoverished section of the city, there's a fair bit of coin being tossed around in these gambling games here.
Okay, just bear in mind, Emil would be looking for smaller stakes. He's not really interested in making or losing a lot of money here.
Okay, so you find just that, sort of a small pool going, and you win 3 silver pieces with that roll. You've just got a lot of good rolls of the dice in a row there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Felix and Kaylin, anything before bed?
No, Kaylin just heads up to her room. Kind of thinks about everything that happened that day and about what she found, about talking with her, the ghost or spirit of her father and what she found out, but sleeps pretty soundly, I think.
Okay. Felix, anything, or just...
No, Felix is going to go up to his room and just kind of sit down with his back to the door, just touching his lighting stick and just thinking about things. And eventually he drifts off to sleep.
Okay. Awesome. All right, you guys all have a solid night's sleep. And...
I don't.
No, troubled night. Yeah, yeah. I suppose there's a lot to think about for Ornia. Um, oh, well, morning.
Drama.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. um, morning comes around for everybody, and uh, y'all, unless you have anything else that you'd like to plan or talk about beforehand, I'll say that as morning comes, you all have a solid meal and head back up to Tensor University. Oh, bless you.
Oh,
Nice. Your cover's blown in the park.
Is
Who's
there
that?
is there anyone I can ask? Like, can I find a guard or something and ask if there's like a gym, a place that will value gemstones and perhaps buy one from me?
You don't find too many guards down here, but as you ask, some of the patrons that are there, like just waking up from they fell asleep in their booths as you walk back
Okay.
down to the tavern.
Well, I can wait until we're up, until we're well or
okay.
whatever. Then I don't expect anyone down here to give me any useful information,
Okay.
except where to find an inn room.
All right. Well, you ask a guard then as you reach the top on your way back to Tensor University. And they do give you the name of a couple shops that deal in gemstones. One right around the corner from the guard you ask.
Okay. All right. Excellent. I would like to go there because I do have a green gemstone in my inventory that I found in one of the mines,
That's right.
and so I would like to perhaps get it valued.
Okay. All right, you walk into Gemma's Gems, and
Oh, really?
Oh. Is
and find a small gnome to help you. She's behind the counter.
Aw.
Introduces herself as Gemma, and takes one of the examining monocle devices
Yes.
there, and gives it a good once over.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna check because I'm pretty sure I, for my own sake, put the amount in here. I think you have a malachite, right?
I think in my inventory it says emerald, but let me double check.
Emerald. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I thought I put everything under gems.
Oh no. Well, it doesn't give a specification. It just says green striated gemstone.
Okay. Let's see. So she looks at it, ta-da, and finds. She says, yes, malachite, and in fairly good condition. Well, going price is about 10 gold pieces. I can take it off your hands for 10.
Is that the best you can do?
Mm-mm.
That's, yeah, well, you can try and persuade her or intimidate her if you have either or that you want to.
Yeah, because that seems.
Mhm.
Can I wrote? So I wrote intimidation.
Okay, with that, yeah.
Yes.
Is that all
Yes.
best you can
I
do?
love it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god, you're so intimidating.
As you say it, it's sort of like that powerful, parent voice, where it just suddenly sounds really strict and imposing. And from her point of view, you suddenly seem like this larger-than-life person. And that's the best you can do? Oh, well, it is in fairly good condition. I suppose 12 gold?
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, good. And she counts out 12 gold pieces and puts them down, puts them in a nice satchel for you, ties it off. Here you are, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Yes, my pleasure doing business with you.
The gift wrap.
Totally should. But Kayla's a little distracted by all the other shiny things in the shop for a couple of seconds. But she's trying to keep the intimidation up and strut out of the store. But kind of like, okay.
Nice.
I go outside and join everyone else.
Okay.
I would like to find a place that sells rope. That's not too expensive, hopefully. But I mean, we're in the city, so.
Okay.
I need some new rope after all of that.
All right. Well, let's see. Oh, right. It got cut up into pieces. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You find a store called Mace's Hardware. All right. Let's see. And I'm just going to quickly look up how much rope is, so you make sure you don't get gypped here. That'd be in the trusty old player's handbook, I believe. They have actually a few selections of rope. There's the standard hempen rope, and there's a silk rope that comes in a longer, slightly longer length and appears to be much more durable. Let me just get prices on those. Give me them rope prices. Okay, rope. So there's 50. They're both 50 feet. Sorry, 50 feet of hempen rope is 1 gold piece. The 50 feet of silk rope is 10 gold pieces. But it looks like it's a little more durable and can hold a little more weight.
Oh man, you got me spending money. It's not like I really use it, but will I be able to hold one of each?
Yeah, sure.
I have a thing of 50-foot hempen rope that you can have because I have my rope of climbing, so I have a thing of rope that I never use.
Okay.
That I just noticed.
Do you think that would come up in conversation before you left, though?
Probably not until the shop, maybe.
Do you feel you'd be traveling? Okay, if you're traveling with her, yeah, I get that.
We were in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
You can have it.
Thank you. I want to take the one that's 10 gold. The silk, you said?
Yes.
I'll take one of those, please.
Absolutely, ma'am. Fine choice. Guy wraps it up, nice bow around the center. Ties it off around the center, and it easily fastens to the side of your backpack. There's a couple straps on either side just to carry rope.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I walk out the store.
Okay. I will add that to your inventory.
I already docked off my gold, so.
Okay, neat. Anyone else have anything to do before they get back to the Test University, the Runekeeper's place? Okay. So I'll say you guys all make it back and arrive, within 20 minutes of one another back at the Runekeeper's crib. And, yeah, I think all
Would that be his lair?
Maybe, yeah.
Can I roll something as we get closer? Because now that I'm slightly more rested and less...
What do you want to roll?
Just to figure out a little bit, just try to recall more of what I know about dragons, I guess.
You can do a fresh check.
What would that be? History?
History, yep.
Alright. Okay.
Nope.
Oh.
Still have a
cool.
yeah.
Dragons are mysterious.
Nice. Still a lot on your mind from all that's transpired.
That's fair.
Okay, and yeah, I think the rest of the leads are on their way or have yet to be tested. So we'll wrap up there. It's 1:00, and no fun cliffhanger this week, but there's plenty to come down the pipe next week with reuniting with Runekeeper here. Excellent. Thanks, guys. Yay. Yeah, that was a fun session.
That was intense.
I had fun.
the water part was scary.
Yeah.
Also, you guys did really well with your assistance. Like everyone that didn't forfeit, right, and was able to contribute, lowered the DC by a minimum of 2 points. To remove the shard successfully.
Oh, wow.
And then if you had like a fancy role play way of helping, then I gave additional points up to 4.
Nice.
So there was like a varying degree of those. You guys reduced the DC down to 12.
Nice.
And then rolled I rolled for it was an 18 or something. I'm like, oh yeah. But had you not, that statue was actually a banshee. As part of a ritual.
Yeah.
Oh,
And she
whoa.
would have, the crystal would have come out, but she would have awoken. That's why there were all the fancy things in there, because banshees are like these beautiful elven women that became obsessed with, treating other people cruelly and having all these fancy, nice things. So you guys just danced around that, like,
Yeah.
got
Wow.
nothing on us.
Woohoo.
Yeah. That was a relief, yeah.
And I swam really fast. Oh wow.
Yeah.
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 Feeling really
Such a
tired.
fast swimmer.
Like a little otter.
Exactly like an otter.
Nice. Yeah, I'm eager to see how things go with the compass. And Emil, you've got some stuff to, expect in the near future, which I'm excited to see how that goes. And yeah, pretty exciting. And Em, I'm sorry, I still have to do something about the image that you saw. I just haven't figured it out, and I got really wrapped up in some other stuff this week.
That's all right.
But I will get that for you, figure out what
Okay.
you spot. But thanks, guys. Again, you're just all so amazing. You really make this something I look forward to all week desperately. So thank you for being a part of it and making it so
Is
awesome.
it Friday yet?
Yes. Yeah. More Fridays. And thanks, chat. Gosh, we had Frank and Neviklink and a couple other folks toward the beginning there. Thanks for being here and chatting. You guys are hilarious. I wish I could read more of chat while we're playing.
It's distracting. I mean, I've run a Pathfinder campaign on Twitch before, and
Oh, okay.
it's really hard to pay attention to chat when you're trying to like DM people.
Right?
So
Yeah.
it's understandable. We understand.
Okay. I always try and check, like, but then if I do, I get completely sidetracked to, I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. This person, that person, then I ruin the immersion. So it's probably best I'm not touching it. But it's always funny and great when I look. So I'm going to quickly put up, if I can bring chat up, if anyone's new here and you want to catch previous episodes, feel free to stop over at our YouTube page. We upload them all over there. This will probably be up tomorrow or Sunday at the very latest. Yeah, feel free to check them out over there. Subscribe. You can stay up to date. Side note, because Steph's in our group, tomorrow is the final episode of Mortal to Mortal for this season, and it's Steph's interview that we did like 6 months ago. So a little bit of turnaround on that. So look forward to that if you want to find some really cool stuff out about Steph and all the amazing stuff she does. And we will be back next Friday, all right? Because it's not Thanksgiving yet. Yeah, we've got one more week.
Not yet.
Phew. So we will be back next Friday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. And we will not be here for Thanksgiving weekend. So
Okay.
we'll be
Okay.
enjoying stuff. So, all right, thank you so much.
Stuff
Yeah. I hope y'all have a great night. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next week.
Night.
Bye.